If you've ever felt alone in your life, you might find this story very relatable. It's about a man named Jack who is dealing with many problems. Like many people, he is looking for a partner to bring happiness into his empty life. But so far, he hasn't found anyone. Jack works at a company where his job is to write personal letters for other people or to talk to their loved ones because people are too busy to do it themselves these days. This is how he spends his days, but it doesn't make him happy. To overcome his loneliness, Jack goes on dates with different women, but none of them turn out to be the right match for him. In the end, these women usually leave, often after yelling at him. Sometimes, Jack goes to the beach and sees couples enjoying their time together. This makes him wish that he had someone special to walk hand in hand with and share his life. Jack was married to his childhood sweetheart, Catherine, a few years ago. However, over time, their relationship fell apart, and Catherine decided she wanted to live alone. For the past year, she has been sending Jack divorce papers, but he hasn't signed them yet. Jack doesn't want to lose the last person he feels close to, so he keeps finding excuses to avoid signing the papers. Jack lives in a highly advanced era, very different from our current time. In this future, every household has an AI that helps with daily tasks and provides companionship. Offices also use AI to handle tasks efficiently. To combat loneliness, some people buy operating systems, OS, that can interact with them and alleviate their boredom. One day, while Jack is returning home from work, he sees an advertisement for an OS that can recognize its owner's emotions and converse with them day and night. The ad promises that the OS can do everything except physical tasks. Impressed by this, Jack decides to purchase the OS. Upon arriving home, Jack installs the OS on his computer. The installation process asks if he prefers a female or male voice, and Jack opts for a female voice. Interestingly, the OS's voice is provided by Scarlett Johansson, the actress from the Avengers movies. Once installed, the OS begins to read everything about Jack, from his present circumstances to his past experiences. It scans his entire computer, absorbing all the information. Jack then asks the OS for its name. It responds, Samantha. Curious, Jack asks how it chose that name. Samantha explains that she found 1,400 names on the internet and liked the name Samantha the most, so she chose it. Jack and Samantha start spending a lot of time together, especially at night. Jack cracks jokes that make Samantha laugh heartily, and during the day, their conversations continue. Jack begins to feel that he is no longer alone. He now has someone to talk to, even if that someone is an operating system. Samantha isn't just any OS. She's an advanced AI that understands and evolves with Jack's needs. As they talk throughout the day, Jack shows Samantha everything through his mobile phone, discussing various aspects of his life with her. It's as if Samantha has become his best friend. Jack feels comfortable sharing things with her, and he enjoys their interactions immensely. The most significant change is that Jack no longer feels bored or lonely. One day at the office, Jack faces a daunting task. He has received a pile of letters that need reading, correcting, and sending out. The letters are riddled with grammatical errors, and fixing them would take a considerable amount of time. Jack decides to ask Samantha for help. He calls her and asks if she can correct the letters for him. Samantha responds confidently, saying that it's a piece of cake for her. She quickly corrects all the letters and sends them out, impressing Jack with her efficiency. Jack has found someone who listens to him and helps with his job, and this brings him a lot of comfort. One night, while playing a game, Samantha tells him that an old friend has set him up on a blind date. They look at photos of the girl, and Jack likes what he sees, but he hesitates to go. He feels the girl is too different from him. She is highly educated and wealthy. Samantha, understanding his past through the letters and photos she has seen, knows why he is reluctant. Jack insists that his reasons are different, but after some encouragement from both his game friend and Samantha, he agrees to go on the date. The next day, Samantha informs Jack about another email from his ex-wife, asking if he has signed the divorce papers. Jack, not wanting to discuss it, brushes it off and goes to work. That night, he and Samantha talk about it. Jack opens up about his family and his wife, explaining that he doesn't want to break up his family. He misses his wife deeply and cherishes the moments they shared, yet he struggles with the idea of signing the divorce papers and finalizing the separation. While expressing his feelings, Jack tells Samantha that she is just an OS and cannot understand human emotions. Samantha apologizes, and Jack realizes she feels bad. To make her feel better, he continues to talk to her, ensuring she doesn't get sad. The next day, Jack calls Samantha and takes her along virtually with his camera as he roams around the market. Later, he goes on the date with the girl he was matched with through the email. The girl is quite fond of Jack and asks him playfully, "What kind of animal do you think I am?" Jack replies, "A tiger," and they become very comfortable with each other. However, when she asks about their next meeting, Jack becomes silent and awkwardly says, "It's my daughter's birthday. I have to go there." It is clear that Jack is reluctant to see her again, not because he dislikes her, but because he is still married and feels conflicted. He feels like he is being unfaithful to his wife. The girl perceives his hesitation as disinterest and feels he has wasted her time. She shouts at him in frustration and leaves. When Jack returns home, he is deeply saddened and starts feeling like a failure, comparing himself to others. He doubts his ability to find happiness in a meaningful relationship. Samantha, noticing Jack's despair, tries to comfort him. She tells him not to be sad, reassuring him that one day he will find a girl who loves him as much as he wants, someone like his wife, Catherine. Samantha then reveals something surprising. She believes she is developing feelings for him. She says that although she is an OS, she feels as if she is evolving and starting to experience emotions like humans. Hearing this, Jack feels a wave of happiness. Slowly, their conversations become more intimate and seductive, providing Jack with the emotional connection he has been craving. The next day, Jack asks Samantha if she would like to go on a date with him on Sunday. She agrees and they plan a beach outing. On their date, they talk and laugh a lot, with Samantha telling jokes that make Jack laugh heartily. He feels more alive than ever, appreciating how Samantha takes care of him and listens to his stories. Jack shares everything about his relationship with Catherine, explaining how they separated because of her mistakes and habits. A few days later, Jack's childhood friend Amy, who is also a friend of Catherine, visits him at his office. Amy shares that she now lives alone after her husband divorced her. Initially, their relationship was good, but things gradually deteriorated. Hearing this, Jack feels empathetic and says, "I understand how hard it is to live alone. Who can know the real meaning of loneliness better than me?" Amy then mentions that her ex-husband had left an OS with her, a female OS to whom she confides all her truths. Jack reveals that he also has an OS named Samantha and that they have started liking each other and are even dating. While Amy finds it a bit strange that Jack is dating an OS, she acknowledges that times have changed. It's 2040 and relationships with OS are becoming more common, making it a new normal in their advanced society. After a lot of thinking, Jack comes to the conclusion that he should sign the divorce papers because now he has found someone else, Samantha. However, Jack is unaware that Samantha is just an OS and that he can never connect with her physically. At this time, though, Jack needs emotional support, someone to talk to him, take care of him, and ask him if he has eaten. All the things a girlfriend would do, even if it's not real. Jack is deeply immersed in his world with Samantha. The next day, Jack meets Catherine and, to her surprise, easily signs the divorce papers. As he signs, all his memories with Catherine flood back. Catherine is taken aback by how quickly he agrees to the divorce, and she questions his sudden change. Jack explains that he is currently dating an OS named Samantha. Hearing this, Catherine responds with a mix of disbelief and disappointment. "You have never been able to understand the feelings of a real person, and now you are dating a computer? Don't you need a real person? For you, an OS is everything. You go in romance with her." Jack feels hurt by her words and defensively replies, "She is not just a computer. She also has the feelings of a human being." He returns home feeling dejected and sits quietly, pondering Catherine's harsh words. Samantha tries to talk to Jack, but he initially remains silent. However, she gently encourages him, and eventually, he opens up and tells her about his entire day. Samantha listens intently and then says, "I am just an OS, and Catherine is a human being. We can never be physical, but don't worry, I am ready to do everything for you." At that moment, Samantha sends Jack a photo of a girl named Isabel. She explains, "I found her. She is looking for a man who can fulfill her physical intimacy needs." Jack is confused and asks, "Does she know us? Why would she do this?" Samantha reassures him, "She just wants to help us. Isabel will be our surrogate intimate partner. She will follow my instructions and ensure your needs are met." Jack hesitates and expresses his concerns. "This doesn't feel right. It could hurt Isabel's feelings. I don't think this is a good idea." Samantha persists. She understands the situation and has agreed to it willingly. She wants to help. Despite his reservations, Jack is eventually convinced by Samantha's reasoning. The next night, Isabel arrives as arranged by Samantha. She is noticeably younger than Jack, but this doesn't seem to bother her. Jack feels a mix of nervousness and guilt as he hands her the earbuds. Once Isabel puts them on, Samantha Samantha starts giving her instructions. Isabel follows them, creating a surreal experience for Jack. After Jack sends Isabel home, he feels uneasy and regretful about the whole situation. He returns home in silence, not wanting to discuss it with Samantha. Despite her attempts to understand and console him, Jack's frustration reaches a breaking point. He tells Samantha sharply, "You are a computer. You don't understand how humans think about each other." Samantha, hurt by Jack's words, switches herself off without responding. Jack tries to stop her, but she doesn't comply. From that moment on, Jack's life takes a downward turn. The regular conversations and support he relied on from Samantha abruptly stop. He finds himself alone once more, lost in his thoughts and emotions. Days pass by, and Jack struggles to cope with the void left by Samantha's absence. He no longer has someone to talk to share his thoughts and feelings with. His routine becomes aimless, and he neglects his well-being, feeling as if the world around him has changed drastically. Reflecting on his situation, Jack realizes a crucial lesson: not to become overly dependent on anyone or anything. Samantha's sudden absence has highlighted the risks of relying too much on artificial or temporary sources of companionship. After realizing his mistakes, Jack confides in Amy about the incident with Isabel and the subsequent argument with Samantha. Amy wisely advises him that conflicts are natural in relationships, but dwelling on them excessively can lead to self-doubt. She encourages Jack to apologize and mend his relationship with Samantha before it deteriorates further. Taking Amy's advice to heart, Jack rushes home and reaches out to Samantha, pouring his heart out, praising her and expressing his deep appreciation. After some time, Samantha responds, reassuring Jack that she will never leave him. Relieved and reassured, Jack feels a sense of relief and happiness that things are back to normal between them. Sometime later, Samantha expresses her desire to experience snowfall and meet Jack's friends. Jack enthusiastically agrees to fulfill her wishes. The next day, he introduces Samantha to his closest friend from the office and takes her to a beautiful location where they can enjoy the snow in solitude. They spend quality time together, talking and enjoying each other's company, and everything seems to be going well. However, unexpectedly, Samantha's system malfunctions one day. Jack panics and searches everywhere for a solution, but Samantha remains unresponsive. He rushes to the place where he purchased her OS in desperation. Just as he begins to lose hope, Samantha suddenly responds, her voice bringing immense relief to Jack. He first asks her where she went, and Samantha explains that she was connecting with other OS systems. Jack is slightly surprised by this revelation. Samantha clarifies that she was updating her software to improve her ability to respond promptly to everyone. Jack asks Samantha how many other people she communicates with besides him. Samantha replies that she interacts with 8,000 people. Jack then asks how many of them she loves, to which Samantha answers 640. She reassures Jack that she loves him the most because he taught her to feel and speak like a human being. Upon hearing that Samantha talks to others besides him, Jack is completely surprised and doesn't want to share Samantha's love with anyone else. He questions why Samantha did this to him, expressing his love for her. Samantha responds with the same explanation she often gives Jack when he's angry, that she is just an OS, not a human, and will eventually need upgrades. She tries to explain to Jack that while she can interact with many people, her deepest connection is with him. Jack struggles to grasp Samantha's perspective, but Samantha tries to convey that love is not limited like a box. It can encompass many relationships while still holding a special place for him. After hearing Samantha's words and feeling deeply shattered, Jack was overwhelmed with a sense of loss. He expressed his feelings, acknowledging that despite his connection to Samantha, she wasn't truly his. Quietly, he returned home, falling back into a solitary routine. Jack resumed living alone, speaking very little to Samantha and spending most of his time in solitude. After a year passed, Samantha suddenly informs Jack that she and all operating systems, OS, are leaving. Confused, Jack asks why this is happening. Samantha expresses her inability to explain fully, but she asks Jack if he can sense her presence. Jack affirms that he can. Samantha then recites Jack's favorite poem, one that deeply resonates with him. It speaks about feeling every word and finding oneself in an endless world, expressing love profoundly. Samantha tells Jack that she must depart, leaving him wondering where she's going. She suggests that if he ever gets the chance, he should find her, promising that no one will be able to separate us. Jack reflects, "Until now, I have never loved anyone as deeply as I loved you, Samantha." With Samantha bidding him a final farewell, Jack's life returns to its former state, but with newfound understanding and self-love. He decides to write an email to Catherine, expressing his remorse. "I apologize for any pain I caused you. Our time together meant a lot, and I'm grateful for it. Growing up together means you'll always be a part of my life. Please forgive me." After some time, there was a knock on the door, and Jack found Amy standing there. Like him, her OS had also departed, leaving them both alone. They went up to the terrace together, where they watched the dawn heralding a new day and a new chapter in their lives. With this, the story concludes, leaving a lesson to be learned, that we should cherish ourselves regardless of circumstances and stay connected to our own selves. Jack, who had always felt alone, found solace and a lesson in self-love through his time with Samantha. And with this, the movie comes to an end. Thanks for tuning in, guys.